When can we get back inside? This is a liability issue for the association.
We cannot authorize entry until the structure is cleared, Mr. Kim.
When the third window blew out and the sky turned orange, I realized our building wasn't destroyed by a fire. It was destroyed by our HOA president's ego. Before everything went wrong, Mapler Crest looked peaceful. Just another quiet condo community pretending to be a small resort. The trees were green, the walkways were clean, and nothing hinted at the disaster waiting beneath the surface. I remember walking through the parking lot that morning, thinking about work, not danger. The building looked normal, maybe a little old, maybe a little outdated, but nothing unusual. Just a regular day in a community that pretended everything was perfect. And like every day, Beverly, our HOA president, was making her morning rounds, inspecting doormats, blinds, and anything that didn't match her idea of beauty. She ruled this place with a smile that hid more control than kindness. I had already installed extra smoke detectors in my unit and mounted a fire extinguisher near my door. Maybe it looked unusual to her, but to me it was just common sense. I'd lived through one apartment fire, I didn't want another. But Beverly hated anything she called visual clutter. She wanted the building to look perfect, even if it meant ignoring safety. Back then, I didn't know how dangerous her decisions would become.
Some days, the hallway alarms beeped low battery warnings for hours. Other days, the fire doors were wedged open with decorative planters. I kept fixing what I could, but everything I fixed seemed to magically unfix itself by the next morning. The shared laundry room was the biggest nightmare. 3 dryers plugged into one overloaded outlet strip, lint everywhere, and a smoke detector with no battery. I took photos, reported it, but nothing changed. I kept trying to help. I emailed the board, attached pictures, added fire code references. I wasn't trying to start a war, I just wanted everyone to be safe. Beverly answered within minutes, dismissing everything as unnecessary panic and telling me to stop alarming residents. It was the moment I realized her pride mattered more to her than the people living here. The building looked peaceful from the outside. Sunlight, green trees, families coming and going. But from the inside, the warning signs were everywhere. I just didn't know how soon everything would ignite into chaos. At 1:17 a.m., a laundry room outlet finally failed. Sparks ignited the lint-filled vent and flames erupted into the hallway. The wedged-open fire doors offered no resistance. People ran for the stairwell, coughing and shouting. Babies cried, neighbors banged on doors, everyone realizing too late that the building's emergency systems were failing. I grabbed my second fire extinguisher and ran toward the thickest smoke, helping neighbors and guiding them toward the exit. Every ignored warning I documented now mattered more than ever. The sound of sirens was a relief. Fire trucks pulled up, hoses were readied, and firefighters sprinted toward the building, ready to tackle the blaze. Beverly prowled the scene, insisting it was an accident and blaming maintenance. Little did she know, the fire marshal had already seen my binder full of warnings. The marshal approached Beverly, holding a folder of emails and photos. "Did you approve these unsafe conditions?" he asked. She faltered, realizing the evidence was undeniable. By the evening, the HOA board voted to remove her. Emergency management took over. For the first time in months, the building could finally be managed safely. The building smelled of ash for weeks, but repairs began immediately. Alarms replaced, wiring updated, inspections completed. Safety finally became a priority. Residents returned to normal life. Kids played, neighbors chatted, and the building felt safe again. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough.